Hey, scrapbook friends, it's Nicole, and I'm back again with volume 2 of our 2015 family album. If you watched volume 1, you saw that I started that album with a very similar title page. I used a lighter blue for the background. I used the same tree that I cut off of Google Images, but that one was winter and this is mostly summer. And so I chose to do this as a summer tree with a little bit bluer sky and just the green leaves. And I just did these with a leaf punch that I've had for a long time. I also did the pen line kind of around the edge just to make it a little bit less boring. I hope it worked. So we're starting with Easter. I guess we weren't quite to summer. Starting with Easter, my son works at Kroger. And interestingly enough, every spring, he is nowhere to be found. And yet we can go and visit the Easter Bunny. And, I'm not saying anything, but it is kind of coincidental that anytime the Easter Bunny is in the store, Alex does not seem to be working out in the parking lot. This is absolutely a layout that I found on Pinterest. I thought it was so cute. And I just cut these little squares and then the circles with the custom cutting system. I think this was from a heart punch, or I might have cut these by hand, and just kind of decorated the little bunnies. And I think that it turned out so cute. This one even has a little pink cottontail. And then my friend also happened to be grocery shopping and saw the Easter Bunny and was a good sport and had her picture taken with the Easter Bunny, even though not necessarily his target audience. And I gotta admit, it is not the cutest Easter Bunny I've ever seen. He's a little creepy, and his ears definitely need to do some strength training because they are a little droopy. But we do heart this particular Easter Bunny. And then we have some egg coloring pages. My same friend invited us to come over on Easter Eve, if that's a thing, and color Easter eggs. Although, my kids are teenagers and we don't necessarily do a lot of the same Easter things. When someone invites you to color Easter eggs, well, at least at our house, of course, you're going to go. So this is some close to my heart paper. I think it was called Kaleidoscope. One of my very favorite collections. I did use the Creative Memories custom cutting system to cut out these little egg shapes, which I love. I only had one picture that I could cut out, and then the rest I just put here on this little strip. And I think it's a very visually pleasing layout. I love the colors together. I love that we got to color Easter eggs and have a chance to, so that I could scrapbook them. That's probably the main reason I wanted to go and color Easter eggs at my friend's house. All right, and then we have Easter. Now, originally, I had hoped to keep my 2015 book in 2 albums. And so originally, it was going to end here at Easter. But then as I got going, I had too many pictures. And so I split it. And yeah, so here I have 2 single pages, and that's why I did the extra page of Easter. But I did all of them the same. This one is a Border Maker cartridge that was from Our Memories for Life, which is actually a competitor of Creative Memories. I do not believe that they still sell the Border Maker cartridge, but they had a couple that we didn't have, and I gotta have them all. I love to do just a collage page just to kind of put these shapes together and fill in the extra squares with colored paper or cardstock. I think it works really well. And then I had these probably Jolie's little Easter headbandy things, a little bit lumpy bumpy, but just very fun. And so I just did a couple layouts of, Easter pictures, Easter morning, Easter Bunny was good to us. We have some little, fighting chickens. And then again, this single page, because I thought this was going to be the end of my last album, I would have probably squeezed these in just to 2 pages and not made this 5th page, but oh well, it is what it is. So then I had to come up with something else to fill in this other side and just have these little pictures of a day that my husband and I were going for a walk, and our cat followed us, and it was just really cute. Like, he wanted to go on a walk with us. He didn't go all the way though, because we walked farther than I think he wanted to walk. But this is, I think, a paper pack that I got at Joann Fabric. It's a little bit textured. you know, that we had that whole time when Creative Memories wasn't here for, you know, this is 2015. So in 2013, for a while I didn't have Creative Memories, and I did stock up on a bunch of other paper. And I've enjoyed using some of those, trying to work through my stash. So I just did the 2 pictures and the Paw Prints Border Maker cartridge right here. So this one I love. You say spoiled like it's a bad thing. Again, these are my cats, and they're spoiled. You know, just I love my kitties, and take lots and lots of pictures of them. We had some friends come and spend the night. My friend and her husband were out of town, so her kids came and spent the night, and we decided to go kite flying. So we went to the dollar store and bought kites and took them to the park. And again, one of those things I probably would not have been nearly as excited about, except I thought it would be fun to make a kite layout. I did just kind of draw this kite myself. I just drew it on a piece of scratch paper. Once I came up with a design that I was happy with, I cut it out and traced it on other paper. I love the technique, kind of the stained glass looking technique, where you put colors on top of black to make it look like there's kind of that leading. And then I just put the little bows. They're very simple, just little kind of triangles. I mean, it's one piece, but it's basically just 2 triangles that are squished together at the tip. And then I just did, these are some old CM sticker strips that we had. I just did those like 1 inch in and crammed as many pictures in here as I could. So our house doesn't have great grass. We have a lot of trees, which we love, and is one of the things that we loved about the house when we bought it. But we're like, we are going to fix this grass. So we bought a whole bunch of dirt and sod and grass seed, and we've had all sorts of misadventures trying to grow grass. But for a little while, it looked really pretty. And then it rained, and all this topsoil that I bought washed away. But I got to use the grass Border Maker cartridge, my beloved grass Border Maker cartridge, also retired, but one of my very favorites. Our church had a Memorial Day party, picnic, barbecue. We did it in the church parking lot, so it's not necessarily the most beautiful locale, but we had a water balloon fight, and I took a lot of pictures. And I know you don't have to put all the pictures in your book, but I like a lot of the people that we go to church with, and it was fun to have them, you know, remembered in our book. This is the Picket Fence border cartridge. If you own the Border Maker system, you have the Picket Fence cartridge. That's the one that comes with the Border Maker system. Let's see. This one right here happens to just be handy, the Picket Fence. And so just by punching it out and then covering up, you can just get these little points, and I think it makes a really cute accent edge just on a page without using the fence part, just using the pickets. And then my husband had made this huge big bubble thing. I might have more bubble pictures coming up, but so cool to have this big bubble wand that he had, and the kids playing in it and all that was really fun. And again, I did the Picket Fence. I think this was the same paper pack, and so it's a little bit different, but it kind of still all ties together. And of course, ended the night with s'mores. How fun was that? And again, same paper pack, same little chevrons from the Border Maker cartridge. And I feel like having those similar tools and the same paper pack, the same color scheme, even though these pages aren't identical, I think you can tell that they all go together. And so those were really fun things to scrapbook. My daughters, the teenage girl youth group, went on a high adventure hike, like I think it was an overnight, maybe 2-night camping trip. They went up into at the Appalachian Trail. I don't know where it was. It was not here in Alabama. They drove a couple hours and went on what ended up being a very strenuous hike, much more strenuous than they had expected. My husband went along as one of the dad chaperones to, I don't know what they did to be back up in muscle. And so because he was there, I got a lot more pictures than I probably otherwise would have gotten. And so I just did a couple layouts. Again, probably a Pinterest idea, but I think it turned out really cute with the title on some little banners. It's on kind of this craft paper, and then all the pictures of the camping trip. And yeah, my husband has a pet corn. I don't know if we've talked about that before. One day we were driving and there was this ear of corn lying in the middle of the road. We're out in the country and he stopped the car and I said, you know, what are you doing? He's like, oh, look, there's an ear of corn lying in the road. I'm going to adopt him. He'll be my pet. And so for many years we've had our pet corn, Cornelius, and we had a lot of fun with him, especially when he was young. Now, 4 years later, he's a little bit fragile and we don't do as much with him. But for a while, it was really fun. And you may see other pictures of Cornelius in our books. So here's page 2 of the High Adventure Hike. And then we had our youth girls camp for church. I was a chaperone for this one. I am not a camper, but they asked me, the cabins are air conditioned at night, and I said that I could do it. So I don't know where this paper pack came from. I had it from something, and I did some fussy cutting to make this border. I did use a lot of the circles, and I think it's really fun. I think it turned out really cute, and all the Girls Camp pages now are going to have this same paper pack, so you can see the same kind of flowers, the same color scheme, kind of on a white background, but with the different pieces of this this paper pack. You know, kids on what they call this pamper pole, which is this tall pole. One of the adult leaders who did this death dive, it was horrible. I'm deathly afraid of heights, and watching people do that didn't make it any easier for me. And then this is just our little group. We had matching shirts and we had a group photo together. And this is one of my very favorite things. I think I've showed you before. Whenever I have a group photo, it's hard sometimes to list the names of all the people that are in the photo. So for this one, I did a little pull-out legend. So it has a picture, you know, the little drawing, and then all the names of the girls. And so you can look and see who's who based on where they are in this picture. So that's just one of the things I like to do. This one, I put a double layer of this little flower. I put on some foam squares. So when I stick this back in, it won't go all the way in. It stops it. I mean, there is also a stop in here. So even if this were to go under, it wouldn't go any farther than that. But by stopping, I got that little flower to go over the edge of the picture. So that's a thing that I love to do with a large group photo, is to keep track of who is who in these pictures. The year that I was there at camp, we actually buried a time capsule. So it says they're supposed to open it in 2025. So it'll be interesting to see what has changed at the camp in 2025. Of course, this year in 2020, they did not have camp because of COVID, which is kind of too bad. Actually, I think these circles, now that I think about it, must be from what was left when I cut this circle. I think I cut this in the middle and I couldn't bear to get rid of that extra paper. So I just put it on the sides and then filled that in. I think that looks really cool, actually. So think about your negative space when you're creating scrapbooks and what you can do with that negative space. So after 4 years of camp, you move up and become a youth camp leader. And so my daughter had, she had done her high adventure. She moved up, became a youth camp leader. So this was a little special thing. And here, with her best friend and, other friends from church, that was a fun little thing. Again, I don't have pictures from camp any of the years I didn't go to camp. So it was kind of worth going to camp a couple of years that I could get some camp pictures. Every summer, starting in 2014, my husband and I were part of a choir that did this big Celebrate America concert. And we had a professional photographer that came in and took our group photo and have a few other pictures. And this is a big part of our summer. We spent many hours practicing and prepping for this. Very, very fortunate to have the U.S. Army Material Command Band perform with us, and invited the community, and we had 2 big concerts with hundreds of people, and it was a very, very fun, happy, patriotic experience that I enjoyed. So this is our Celebrate America concert. All right, if you have been watching my channel for a while, you have already seen the album, the 3 albums that was our summer vacation this year in 2015. I showed those to you a few weeks ago. I always like to do a double page layout in my family album for the trips that we take, even if they have their own album, just to keep them kind of chronological. So a lot of journaling I wrote about here, picked a few selected pictures from the trip, and then I referred to people. I said it fills a 3-volume vacation scrapbook of its own. So anybody flipping through here in the future when I'm not there to talk to them will know that. If you remember that album at the beginning and on the first page, which was the map page, I had done kind of this little patchwork design, and I had some pieces left, and so I put them together and used them as the borders on this page, which then ties this layout to those 3 albums, and I really like it. All right, more cats. Lots and lots of cat pictures, and I scrapbooked them all. And cats love bags, and I just had all these little cats in bag pictures, and so I was kind of trying to do a play on, you know, oh, the cat's out of the bag or something, but my cat was in the bag. And actually this paper, I know this one for sure, was a 6x6 paper pack from Creative Memories, old Creative Memories. I really have struggled with 6x6 paper packs. I know how to use 12x12 paper, but I struggle with 6x6. So I'm quite proud of myself that I was able to use some of that 6x6 paper. This was the Decorative Arcs Border Maker Punch. This was the first of the Border Maker punches that Creative Memories came out with. I think it was kind of a test to see how we would like the border punches. Sorry, I said Border Maker. Just Border Punch. I think it was a little bit of a test to see how we would like the border punches. We really liked it. It sold out. We haven't gotten this one back. So I'm thrilled that I have it. It's just a favorite, very delicate one. I hope we will get something similar to it in the future, because I think this is a beautiful border punch. So, you know, I love Disney, and was able to go down to Disney with my daughter. It was her 15th birthday, and I don't remember right now why we just took her and didn't take the rest of the family, but she and I went to Disney together, had a great time. I copied this probably from Pinterest, using the Creative Memories Imagine collection, which was new whenever I was scrapbooking this. And again, this has its own album, which also is not quite done now that I think about it. But as soon as it is, I'll be sure to do an album flip through. I just don't want to do all Disney albums for you guys, because I don't want you to think that's all that I scrapbook. So my son, I don't know actually if he worked there then, but works at a little entertainment center, the entertainment complex that has mini golf. And so here we went and played mini golf. These little golf stickers are old CM. They're probably Mrs. Grossman's, had them forever. So proud of myself for using them. This is just green paper, and I cut the circles out, so the white is just the negative of the paper showing through. Tiny, tiny little sentence of journaling, because really, what can I tell you? We went mini golfing. It was fun. Here again, I have some just generic photos. If you take my camera or my phone and do a creepy selfie, you may very well end up in the scrapbook, so consider yourself warned. Driver's license, I guess it was permit 2015. My son works at Kroger, and one day it was so hot, he sweat through his shirt and left this nasty, you know, salt sweat stain. This layout was definitely based on a Pinterest idea, and I had so much fun making these little badges. These are all kind of paper pieced together. I cut the little people for the roller coaster. I made the little tree with the swing, the watermelon, the popsicles, all of that I did by hand. And then this sun, the rays of the sun are with the grass border maker cartridge. I cut them apart and, you know, made them go around in the back of this. And I didn't do a video of it because I didn't do videos then, but I do have a tutorial probably on my Nicole Scrapbooks Facebook page. If you want me to find it, say so in the comments, and I will see if I can find a link to that. Otherwise, I am gonna have to dig for it. But I love these little little badges, I guess they're called. But I just saw the idea and thought they were cute. And, you know, you can see that I used a hole punch and a very small hole punch and just kind of paper pieced those, and really, really enjoyed making those little badges. Haven't done it since, but I thought that this page turned out really cute. Love the colors. All right, first day of 10th grade, my daughter's sophomore year. This is kind of a mishmash, mishmash of some different school-themed things, probably from a Pinterest idea. I used kind of the ruled paper here, but I journaled, you know, using those lines, made it nice. This kind of printer dye stuff, now looking at it, I'm not sure that I love this with these colors, but you know what, it's done. And then these are just little strips of paper, different lengths, and a bunch of little puffy stickers that I found somewhere. I don't know. Jolie's, Hobby Lobby, I don't know which brand. So I had some random pictures about Disney. A friend's kid came over, found some mouse ears. Here's the vouchers for our tickets for the trip that we were taking in October. I'm quite proud of these particular tickets. This is from 2015. And I was able to earn enough money for our family to spend a week at Disney World from my Creative Memories business. Okay, not for all the food or the everything, but for the tickets. I bought the tickets with my CM money, so I was real proud of myself. We got Olaf and some snow geese. The snow geese are kind of our favorites. And then I got a new phone, and so I had my old phone and my new phone and my Mickey Mouse phone cases. And you can see the little Mickey Mouse soap dispenser in our bathroom. So we are indeed a Disney family. Love pictures of my cats being on top of things. My cats love to be on top of the car. This is a freaky picture because you can see their eyes are like glowing. They look like little scary monsters. On top of the bookshelf, on top of the wood pile, on top of the stuff the t-shirts I was making, the ironing board, on top of my scriptures. Yeah, just pictures of my cats on top of the world. Where they belong, because, you know, they rule the roost. All right, the last few, maybe not the whole last few pages in here. I went to a conference with the company Forever in Atlanta. I did not know at that time that Forever was going to be becoming a direct sales company. I thought it was just kind of a conference for people who were interested in scrapbooking, and some of the big names from old CM were going to be there. And so I signed up to go, and that's when it like launched as a business. And I think I'm the only person that went to Forever Live and did not become a Forever ambassador. But I don't do digital scrapbooking, and so for me it wasn't a good fit, but I had a great time at Forever Live. And so I took my lanyard and used that as the borders here, and then we had made some little pins to identify ourselves to other people in our group that we were meeting for the first time down there. So this is a Facebook group that I'm in. We had a little get together one night. I again did the little pull out thing where you can see who is who in our group, so that was fun. And I used the Forever colors that they had used for their kind of logo. That's how I picked what I did with my for my borders, and I just did simple borders, all of this. Okay, Nick KELSH, he's my favorite photographer. If you want to follow him on Facebook, I think his Facebook page is How to Photograph Your Life. Nick is awesome. He's like my hero, and he took this picture of some of the girls on my Creative Memories team and I, and this is a picture of Nick with my camera, which he told me belonged in the Smithsonian. So I don't think that was a compliment. I think that was a hint that I needed to get a new camera, and I did in fact get a new camera soon after this, no doubt due to Nick KELSH's public shaming of me, but I'm a big fan of Nick KELSH. The big theme of their event was the picture party of the year, and so we did take a lot of pictures, and I was so lucky to see, to meet, Nick KELSH, Nancy Nally from Scrapbook Update, Mark Meisen, who used to be Creative Memories photo safety go-to guy, and then a lot of just my internet friends from online. So we had a dress-up party one night, so that was fun. We took a bunch of pictures, together because, you know, picture party of the year. So that was fun at the Forever Live conference in Atlanta. Here's just more cat pictures. I could probably do several volumes of just cats, but I had this cute paper. I don't know where it came from. I love this technique with, you know, putting busy background paper and then mounting my pictures on a solid piece so that you can still see them and they don't get swallowed up in the background. This one I also took squares of varying sizes and kind of put it underneath, poking out behind to help counteract this very, very busy background paper. But I was still able to get a few little, you know, the little critters from the background paper. You know, I fussy cut some of them out and put them all on. I only did one little tiny line of journaling. Oh, how our kitties love the great outdoors. They do. They love to be outside. All right, so then we had our big family Disney trip. I showed you the tickets a little bit earlier, and I've showed you these albums of our Disney trip, and gosh, we had a good time. So again, here is the layout in the family album that is a placeholder for the 2-volume Disney album that is also sitting on my shelf. And because it was the end, I was able to do this third layout to end my book and fit in a few more Disney pictures. All right, so here's volume 2, 2015. Again, very thick albums, which I'm trying to get away from now, but you know, I put all the pictures in. You saw how many pictures I put in. So thanks for watching. I'll be filming volume 3 and posting that in a day or two. I hope you will continue to enjoy looking at these. If you do like watching my videos, if you would hit the like button or subscribe, that really helps Facebook to know that people are watching my videos and liking them, and it makes me feel really good. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll be back soon with volume 3.